Part 53. Rebirth of the Entertainment Circle, Return of the Queen. Author, Xia Weining. Chapter 521. Chapter 521 Marshmallow. Xia Yu's face turned pale. Amidst the noise, she finally felt as embarrassed as a clown. Her tears fell even harder, and she didn't know whether she was really crying or pretending to cry. She covered her face, twisted her body, and staggered off the stage. The host came to his senses and stepped forward. So, our final winner this time is Dash. Yasin Ling. Yasin Ling. Yasin Ling. The crowd was excited under the stage. Xia Ling looked at the endless heads of people, smiled, and raised her hands high. The crowd cheered even louder, celebrating the birth of their Queen of the Ring and her over the world. Xia Ling's battle was considered a success. Not only was her new song well received, but she also exposed Xia Yu severely. The only fly in the ointment was that Xia Yu only admitted to lip-syncing once, which somewhat annoyed Xia Ling. After getting off the stage, she was taking off her makeup backstage. Li Lei stepped forward and said with a smile, "Congratulations." He took out something from behind and handed it to her. Xia Ling originally thought it would be a bouquet or something. After all, he had given flowers to her before when she finished her stage performance. Unexpectedly, this time it was a marshmallow, pink and fluffy, which matched his smiling face, gentle and sweet. She also laughed, and took a bite of the marshmallow with his hand. It was delicious and strawberry flavored. Click, there was a shutter sound from the side. The two of them turned around and saw a reporter running away with a camera. "Do you want to pursue me?" Li Xiaoli asked Xia Ling for her opinion. When Xia Ling saw that he didn't want to chase him, she reached out and grabbed the marshmallow. "Bad guy, I won't let you eat it. You made it clear that you want that reporter to tell the world." Since she returned to Tianyi, rumors from the outside world have begun. It has never been broken, and there is everything. The most widely circulated version is that she saw that the emperor was in despair, so she left Peizian to escape alone and went to her ex-boyfriend Li Lei, but Li Lei took pity on him and took him in. Apart from saying your boss lady is back that day in the Tianyi building, Li Lei has not officially announced their relationship to the public. According to him, she had just left Peizian and lost her beloved son in just a couple of years. It's not appropriate to announce a new relationship within a few months. Xia Ling thinks so too. However, this did not prevent him from letting the reporters continue to speculate, occasionally letting them take a few photos of him doting on her, so as to clear her name. She did not beg to be taken in pitifully and in embarrassment, but was people hold it in the palm of their hands and regard it as a treasure. At this time, hearing her scolding, Li Lei smiled. "Why shouldn't you be so smart when you are smart?" He secretly leaned in to bite the marshmallow that she had snatched away, and actually took it in his mouth when she was not prepared. "Go in a big chunk." "Li Lei, grab my candy." She stared at the half-left marshmallow with wide eyes, then looked at classmate Li Xiaoli who was smiling triumphantly, and stretched out her fist to hit him. "You bad guy. You said it's candy for me. Woohoo." Li Lei ran away with the candy in his mouth, and she chased him out. Other singers and staff in the backstage looked at them with some disdain and some envy. The disdain is, how come these two are so old, how can they still act like two children? What I envy is that such a sweet show of affection is so beautiful. A makeup artist secretly took a few photos of them chasing each other and having fun with her mobile phone and posted them online with the title, "Li Lei and Yasin Ling, the sweetest couple in history." Not long after, the internet was abuzz with gossip and speculation about how far the relationship between the two has progressed. Is it true that they have reconciled? Could it be said that Yasin Ling, who has already been divorced once and lost a child, can still achieve success with the powerful boss who is the proud son of heaven? Some people even set up a bet on whether they could be together. A Rolls-Royce was driving smoothly on the street, the air in the car was quiet, and Peizian, who had been busy all day, was on his way to the next meeting. There was a dull pain in his stomach. He ate a few bites of compressed biscuits and drank some mineral water he had brought in the small storage box to endure the pain. "There are still 15 minutes to get to the venue, sir, please take a rest," the driver said. Pei Xian clicked on his phone and habitually entered the search keyword Yesin Ling. Since she left his side, this is the only way he can pay attention to her. The news was popping up all over the place, including the one about her defeating Xiaoyu in the arena, and more of the scenes of her and Li Lei laughing and playing around. Pei Xian looked at the photos, stretched out his hand, and gently covered the phone screen, covering up Li Lei's figure on the screen, leaving only the slender and petite girl. She has gained some weight compared to the time she stayed with him. Her complexion is good, and her originally thin cheeks have regained their fair skin and smoothness. With only a thin application of powder, she is so beautiful that people can't take their eyes away. Pei Xian looked at her for a long time. She has loved eating marshmallows since she was a child, and likes to bite them in small bites. She cherishes and enjoys them very much. When she feels comfortable eating, she will slightly squint her eyes with a happy face, like a satiated cat. He was always around to watch her eat, restricting her and not letting her eat too much, because it was junk food and did not meet the nutritionist standards for a balanced diet. Sometimes she would lose her temper with him, glaring at him hard with her swollen cheeks and clear eyes. But Li Lei was different. Li Lei didn't reason with her at all and just took most of it away. She didn't feel unhappy at all. Even when he chased the man, there was a sparkling smile in his eyes. Pei Xian's throat was sore, and his stomach hurt again. He turned off his phone, put one hand on his stomach, and frowned. The driver glanced at him in the rearview mirror and was a little worried. "Sir, I will buy you a hot lunch box. You can eat it before going to the meeting. Your body will collapse if you continue like this." The gentleman has not rested for many days in a row. In order to drag the emperor up from the mud, he tried his best, and even slept, often on the way to the two venues, in the car or on the plane, just squinting for a while. Pei Xian said quietly, "That's a long way to go." So the driver stopped talking. The master said that no matter what he said, it was useless to persuade him. At this moment, the driver misses Miss Ye very much. It would be great if she were here. At least there would be someone beside him who understands both cold and hot. Only what Miss Ye says can Mr. Ye listen to, more or less. "Play some music," Pei Xian said, his voice a little hoarse. He had a severe stomachache, and he was still thinking about Xiaoling. The pain was eroding his internal organs, tossing and turning. He was looking for something to divert his attention. The driver obediently turned on the radio in the car. The following is a new song that Yesin Ling sang live at Tianlai Music Festival today. Butterflies can't fly across the sea. She said she wanted to give it to someone and ask that person to forget her. Change the channel. Pei Xian's voice was terrifyingly cold. End of this chapter. Rebirth of the Entertainment Circle, Return of the Queen. Author, Xia Weining. Chapter 522. Chapter 522, Who is not someone's opponent. He knew that she wanted someone to forget her. But, how is it possible? The love between two lives can be easily forgotten. Even if he is temporarily forced to let her go under pressure, it will never be the end. Never will. Pei Xian's eyes narrowed slightly. Li Lei. As long as Li Lei's power is wiped out, no one can force him to surrender, and no one can stop him from being with Xiaoling. He must become stronger, and take Xiaoling back again. The Rolls-Royce stopped at the entrance to. "Sir, we're here," the driver asked worriedly. "Are you really not going to eat something?" "Time is precious," Pei Xian said coldly, endured the stomachache, and got out of the car. On both sides of the passage, doormen and security guards bowed to him. He walked in with a cold look and a meticulously crafted suit. Music festival scene. Xia Xiaoling chased classmate Li Xiaoli and ran around the field for a full half circle. It was not easy to catch up with him. She was panting from exhaustion and weakly punched him several times. "I told you to run, I told you to run," she collapsed in his arms, staring at him with watery eyes. "Give me back the marshmallows." "You still said that." Li Lei held her body and sat down beside a huge banyan tree. He carefully placed her head on his chest and secretly kissed the top of her hair. "Well, it smelled very good. If you didn't chase me, you would still have half of it left to eat. Now, okay, the remaining half will be gone to you." "I don't care, you pay me." She turned over and sat up, pinching his face hard. The helpless man was too tired and didn't have enough strength, so he had no pain or itch after twisting for a long time. He held her little paw with a smile and took it into his arms. It was very quiet all around. There were sporadic lights in the green belt, light orange and purple, reflecting on the branches and leaves, psychedelic and beautiful. Not far away, the singing of an unknown heavy metal rock band could be heard faintly, as well as the noise of a crazy crowd, and the girl's breath in her arms was soft. Li Lei's heart was satisfied and at peace. "Xiaoling," he called her softly. "Huh," she blinked. "Xiaoling, Xiaoling. What to do?" "Xiaoling, Xiaoling, Xiaoling," he smiled, his voice was very soft. "It's nothing, I just want to call you." She blinked again. "Well, I'm here." "Xiaoling. I am here." "Xiaoling. I am here." "Xiaoling, Xiaoling. Li Lei, please pay me marshmallows." "Xiaoling, you are not cute anymore. Your whole family is not cute." She reached out to pull his face again. "Marshmallow, marshmallow, my marshmallow." "Xiaoling, how can you be so vindictive?" The moon and stars were sparse, and laughter floated in the night sky, never dissipating for a long time. Later, when she was tired, he held her in his arms and drove back home in an off-road vehicle. It was the next day after just a few hours of sleep. Xiaoling opened her eyes drowsily and saw that the person next to her was already awake and half sitting on the bed, not knowing what kind of email she was sending. The morning sun shone on his handsome face. His upper body was naked, with deep and shallow old scars crisscrossing it. His muscles were tight and well proportioned, and he looked full of wild charm. She supported her head on one hand and admired him motionlessly for a long time. His bony fingers were tapping and jumping rhythmically on the laptop keyboard. For the first time, Xiaoling discovered that someone could turn keyboard typing into a song. After beating for a while, he turned his head to look at her, with a smile on his eyes and brows. "Does it look good?" Xiaoling blushed slightly. She was caught peeping at other people's beauty. She opened her mouth, but before she could answer, Li Lei said, "You can still touch her." Xiaoling. Not bothering to pay attention to him, Xiaoling changed the subject. "What are you doing?" Li Lei tilted the laptop screen toward her. "This is yesterday's arena competition." Xia Yu's audio track from the first song to the last song, compared with the recorded version of her officially released album, Technical Post. The result of the analysis is that the two tracks are exactly the same, without any deviation. "You said that except for robots, no human can be so accurate in singing, even if it is the same person and the same song." Xiaoling regained her energy and got up from the bed. She turned her head to look at the analysis report. She saw a large row of data. She was dizzy. She couldn't understand it after reading it for a long time, but she did understand the final conclusion. Well, at the end of the analysis report, it was written very simply and crudely, "Xia Yu lip-synced from beginning to end yesterday." Xiaoling's eyes shone. "Wow, you are so powerful. You can make such a report? Is it true? This analysis is not a fraud, right?" Li Lei felt aggrieved. "You are a very moral man, okay. How could you cheat?" Xiaoling decided to believe him for a while, then looked at the report sideways and asked, Are you going to publish this report to expose Xiaoyu? Of course, Lei said, clicked on the email to send the report to Tianyi's public relations department. Just wait and see the good show. The people in the public relations department are all masters of public relations and publicity, and know what to do. How to use this report to hit Xiaoyu well. Xiaoling didn't completely fulfill her wish yesterday, so today she asked him to help her fulfill it. You are the best, classmate. Xiaoling was elated and gave him a big good morning kiss. Get up, wash up, and go out the door humming a song. She is also going to the music festival today. She has a very loose schedule and has enough time to watch Xiaoyu. She should be able to catch up with Xiaoyu to be slapped in the face again. Xiaoyu learned her lesson today. When singing on stage, she did not dare to use lip syncing. She only sang on the spot. However, her level has dropped significantly. Many people said that her singing was not as good as yesterday. Therefore, they questioned that her first few songs yesterday were also lip syncing. Xiaoyu's public relations team explained that it was because she was too tired yesterday and was not in good condition today, but everyone was still skeptical. In the afternoon, Xiaoyu participated in a fun quiz activity and planned to use her strengths and avoid her weaknesses to avoid singing on stage. She was originally a top student at Cambridge University, and her IQ could really crush most of the singers at the scene. During the fun question and answer session, her score went up all the way. This time it was all real, without any adulteration. Originally, many viewers who had no favorable impression of her have changed their impression. I am really not a brainless flower vase. Even if my singing condition is not good sometimes, my talent and learning are solid. I am a singer with both beauty and wisdom. This view has been recognized by many people. The smile on Xiaoyu's face also showed a bit of sincere sweetness. She was counting on this link to change everyone's impression of her. It seemed that the effect was very good. Her eyes searched the crowd, hoping to find Ye Xingling and bring Ye Xingling to the stage to compete together. Xiaoyu is very confident. At this stage, any woman who goes out without intelligence will definitely not be her opponent. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of the Entertainment Circle, Return of the Queen. Author, Xia Weining. Chapter 523. Chapter 523 Chaos. She really found it? In the crowd, there was a petite girl wearing a black dress and a peaked cap, with a slender and graceful chin exposed under her sunglasses. With just one look, Xiaoyu would definitely recognize it. It was Ye Xingling, that bitch. Xiaoyu, Xiaoyu, Xiaoyu. Winning streak, winning streak, winning streak. The crowd was as crazy as yesterday, expecting her to create a miracle. Amidst the cheers, Xiaoyu smiled and raised the microphone. Actually, it's a pity that I lost to Ye Xingling in the last singing yesterday. The host of the quiz accepted the benefits of the Emperor's public relations team and praised her implicitly. That's because our Xiao was too tired at the end of the singing yesterday and lost because of physical exhaustion yesterday. Although Ling blocked Xiaoyu with words on the stage, Xiaoyu was not allowed to mention the reason of physical exhaustion, otherwise she would have another fair competition with Xiaoling. However, Xiaoyu didn't mention it, but those who supported her could. The host in front of her was very knowledgeable and helped Xiaoyu say the things she couldn't say. Xiaoyu smiled reservedly. Don't say that, if you lose, you lose. However, I still really want to compete with Ye Xingling again. I wonder if she is also very good at quizzes. The host said, I believe everyone is curious, what will be the result if the two singers compete again? However, it is a pity that Ye Xingling is not here. I seem to have seen her, Xiaoyu said. It was only then that Xiaoling realized that something was wrong. She obviously just wanted to watch the excitement, but why was she discovered and burned? When it comes to quizzes, She is really not as good as the sister. She is not willing to go on stage to compete. It is clear that she will lose, so why should she make her enemy proud? However, it is too late to leave now. All the spectators were looking around, looking for her, and Xiaoyu was also staring at her. If she ran away, she would look very embarrassed. Xiaoling was very angry. She took out her phone and called Li Lei. Didn't you say you were going to publish that technical post? Why haven't you published it yet, making her so proud? Li Lei was not present today and was busy with official duties. He had hit the emperor too hard before, but recently Pei Xian rebounded with great anger, so Li Lei had to spare his mind to deal with him properly. After receiving a call from Xiaoling, Li Lei promised to send it immediately. Xiaoling said, "You have 1 minute," then she hung up the phone. On the stage, the host noticed her after Xiaoyu prompted her, "Yes, Xingling." "So yes, Xingling, you are here," she pointed at Xiaoling with a look of surprise on her face. "What a coincidence. Have you been watching Xiao's competition? Do you want to come on stage and try it out? The quizzes are very interesting, and you'll get a small gift if you win." Everyone turned their heads and looked at her in the crowd. It turns out, that is Ye Xingling. He has been lurking next to me for so long. She is smaller in real life than she looks on stage, so cute. Ye Xingling, Ye Xingling. Give me your autograph. Excited fans were already rushing towards her. Xiaoling secretly scolded the host for being so wicked. She couldn't possibly not know what would happen if a celebrity got caught in the crowd, but she still exposed her identity. Wasn't this deliberately trying to get in trouble with her? However, facing the swarming crowd, she had no choice but to be escorted onto the stage by security guards who rushed towards her from the edge of the stage. "Ye Xingling, you are finally here." Xiaoyu smiled softly, but there was pride hidden in the corners of her eyes and eyebrows. Xiaoling silently counted the time in her heart, and more than 2 minutes passed. She also smiled and looked at Xiaoyu. "Actually, I'm surprised that you are still standing on this stage. I heard that singers who seriously violate the rules at the music festival will be disqualified. Why, haven't the organizers come to you yet?" Xiaoyu was slightly startled. "What do you mean?" The host thought she was talking about lip-syncing in the last arena match yesterday, so she smoothed things over. Xiaoyu did violate the rules when she sang for the last time yesterday, but it didn't constitute a serious violation in terms of the music festival. The definition of serious violations: the standard is to lip-sync more than 3 songs. The host said, "The past is in the past. Xiaoling, don't hold on to Xiaoyu anymore. Let's talk about our quiz today. Do you have the courage to accept Xiaoyu's challenge?" "Even if I want to accept it, I can't accept the challenge of a player who has seriously violated the rules." Xiaoling smiled, but she was thinking in her heart that she could only count on Li Lei to save her life at this time. "I was checking my phone just now. I saw an interesting post saying that Xiaoyu lip-synced from the beginning to the end of yesterday's group match." "Why, haven't you seen the post yet?" "The people on the stage have not yet reacted." After hearing what she said, many audience members took out their mobile phones to check. Sure enough, in just a few minutes, the internet went viral. Didwal Xiaoyu's arena match was lip-syncing from beginning to end. Yesterday when someone caught you singing one song, Xiaoyu only admitted one song. How shameless is this? Xiaoyu's ability to recognize mistakes shows that this is not the first time she has lip-synced, and she has experience with it. The crowd called on the organizers to deal with the lip-syncing singers and restore clear skies to the music festival. The news was extremely hot, and the audience under the stage quickly became excited. Xiaoyu lip-synced from beginning to end yesterday. What qualifications do you have to stand here today? That's right, I gave her a chance to admit her mistake yesterday, but she just quibbled and admitted to lip-syncing, so why should I be so shameless? So what if I have a high IQ, I have a bad intention? We don't welcome people who practice fraud here. nor do we welcome people with evil intentions. Xiaoyu, get out of here. Get off the stage. The calls came one after another, even worse than yesterday. Xiaoyu was caught off guard, her face turned pale and she could no longer hold her smile. The host on the side also looked ugly. Only Xiaoling smiled brightly in this storm. What a pity, it was all lip-syncing from beginning to end. Xiaoyu, you can leave the quiz stage now. I want to say goodbye to you. I'm afraid I won't see you again during this music festival. Xiaoyu's face turned blue and white, and became extremely distorted. At this time, a staff member came on stage and said something to the host. The host's face changed, and he said to Xiaoyu with some embarrassment, I'm sorry, Miss Xiaoyu, I just received a notice from the organizer, which determined that you have committed major violations and are not suitable to continue to participate in the music festival. Please leave. She had no choice. Although she had received money from the emperor, the rules of the music festival were the biggest and there was nothing she could do about it. Xiaoyu wanted to say something else, but she was drowned out by the overwhelming sound of abuse off the stage. She staggered off the stage, and many angry audience members rushed directly to the backstage, trying to surround and chase her. The scene was chaotic for a while. End of this chapter. Rebirth of the Entertainment Circle, Return of the Queen. Author, Xia Weining. Chapter 524. Chapter 524 The Real Winning Streak. Xiaoling stood on the stage. Looking at the chaos in the audience, she looked indifferent, as if such a scene was not caused by her words at all. Her clear and shallow appearance seems to have a kind of arrogance and elegance that goes deep into her bones. She is powerful without showing it to the outside, calm and restrained, and calm. That is true temperament and upbringing. In comparison, it highlights how unbearable Xiaoyu is, who has just escaped. The host suddenly realized that he should not provoke this girl. However, they were all provoked. Even if she smiled dryly, she had to finish the show. Xiaoling, since we are already on stage, why not do a quiz? If you win, you will get a nice little gift. I'm not interested. Xiaoling remained calm and clear. Off the stage, the audience was originally immersed in the crusade against Xiaoyu. At this time, they heard the movement on the stage. Some people came back to their senses and found that Xiaoling was still on the stage. Yeah, Xingling, let's do the quiz. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. They rolled their hands into trumpet shapes and shouted at the stage. Now, they think this girl is very smart, even smarter than Xiaoyu, because when she is forced to take the stage, she knows how to turn her disadvantage into an advantage, take the initiative, and drive the most powerful opponent off the stage. It's simply too clever. However, Xiaoling on the stage can only smile bitterly. What is there to look forward to? She really can't do anything but sing. Even if she sings, she is not as familiar with music history and industry gossip as other singers. This scene involves all aspects. I'm afraid he will only lose the quiz. I really can't do it. She didn't hide it. I spend all my time singing every day. It's better to use it for falling in love. Rumors about her recent scandal were spreading, and someone in the audience shouted to join in the fun. In exchange for a lot of good-natured laughter from the audience. Well, she has a very good temperament. No matter what kind of questions she is asked, she will not panic. On the contrary, she is more calm and leisurely than before. She tilts her head slightly and her voice is light and soft. It's not all about love. Last year, time, pregnancy, and childbirth were also very hard. Later, the child passed away. I was busy tracking down the real murderer and restoring my career. I didn't have much time to dabble in other things. In fact, my knowledge was very narrow. Appropriate exposure of one's shortcomings can actually attract sympathy. Many people unexpectedly thought of her little baby who had died not long ago, and their hearts suddenly felt pity, and they inevitably became more tolerant. It doesn't matter, we won't laugh at you if you lose. However, Xiaoling really doesn't like losing. But just stepping down like this would not meet the audience's expectations. She thought for a while, and the soft voice sounded again, "Let me sing a song for everyone." After saying this, she turned to look at the host. "I don't know if it's okay. Is it against the rules?" The host burst into tears. This was of course against the rules, but she said what she said, and the audience was looking forward to it. If anyone dares to say it is against the rules now, then the anger of these people will be directed at that person, and the host can bear it. "Sorry, I can only say, I can make an exception for you." Xiaoling's face broke into a smile. She thanked the host and presented a song to the audience off the stage. She was a queen in her previous life, and her singing skills have already been perfected. She has experienced so many emotional changes in this life, and the emotions in her singing are also delicate and abundant, impeccable. Although she only sang a song temporarily, she performed it movingly and perfectly. When the song ended, she received thunderous applause. She bowed her head, bowed gracefully to everyone, and took a bow. On this day, the latest news from the music festival was released again. Tianyi's public relations department also worked hard to put her last elegant gift together with the shot of Xiaoyu running away. The two contrasted each other, making Xiaoyu even more dejected. Down and out, but she is noble and beautiful. Li Lei was browsing the web page, very satisfied, and decided to increase the salary of the public relations department. There are a lot of trolls on the internet. They all say that Xiaoyu's loss to Yexin Ling yesterday was not enough. She also came out to embarrass herself in the second game today. This is despicable. Everyone hates lip-syncing and is not polite to lip-syncing people. As for Xiaoling, although no one knew that she deliberately exposed Xiaoyu, the first time Xiaoyu lip-synced and revealed her secret was during a battle with her. The second time she was kicked out of the music festival was also during a battle with her. When you are an enemy. They all regarded Xiaoling as a little angel and had a great impression of her. Especially the many fans of singers who were defeated by Xiaoyu's lip-syncing in the ring competition. They all praised her and thanked her for giving their family a new lease of life. Idle one chance. What opportunities are there? Speaking of which, Xiaoling suffered a bit in this matter. Because Xiaoyu lip-synced all the way to the end of the arena competition, the organizers of the music festival announced that that event was invalid and they would hold a new arena competition. As the final winner of the previous arena match, Xiaoling became the champion of the reorganized arena match. Chai Zhu means a person coming on stage. Xiaoyu's lip-syncing went out without count. In the many years the music festival has been held, no singer has ever been able to stand on the stage from the first stage to the last and win the final victory. In other words, those who take the lead are cannon fodder and stepping stones for others. The crowd felt a little sorry for Xiaoling. Originally, she had secured a stable championship, but unexpectedly, the situation suddenly changed and she missed it in the blink of an eye. A reporter from the music festival made a special trip to interview Xiaoling and asked her, "Ms. Yeah, do you feel regretful and dissatisfied with this arrangement?" There is no dissatisfaction. Xiaoling maintained her consistent attitude, looking a little cold and indifferent when facing the camera, because, no matter how many times we arrange it, the final winner will still be me. Wow, what a loud tone! The reporter showed a proper surprise. Xiaoling smiled at the camera. You can only tell if you are too loud or not by trying. By the way, I also want to teach some people that they can still fight to the end without resorting to deception. This interview was broadcast, and public opinion became boiling again. Yexingling's tone is too loud. There are so many music festivals and so many singers have failed to achieve the goal. Why does she say that she can definitely achieve it? However, I'm still looking forward to it. If she can really fight to the end and become the champion with her strength, wouldn't it be another big step on Xiaoyu's already embarrassed face? Yes, if that were the case, Xiaoyu would be even more embarrassed. Everyone is looking forward to it and paying attention to the new round of arena competition. On the day of the arena competition, the scene was packed with people, many times more onlookers than the previous one. Xiaoling wore a beautiful dress, with long crow-green hair scattered and decorated with gorgeous hair accessories. She attracted everyone's attention as soon as she appeared. She raised the microphone and sang the opening song, and her singing voice was so beautiful, like the sound of nature. An unquestionable victory in the first game. The second game, the third game. Every game passed, and no one was her opponent. End of this chapter. Rebirth of the Entertainment Circle, Return of the Queen. Author, Xia Weiniang. Chapter 525. Chapter 525. Celebrities and superstars are so scared. She is not like Xiaoyu who lip-synced that day, where every song is well recorded. Xiaoling's lip-singing has always been very improvisational. The originally fixed accompaniment melody can be matched with completely different styles under her different interpretations. Therefore, even though she has won many games in a row, the audience still never tires of listening to her performance, and they don't have the same aesthetic fatigue as when they faced Xiaoyu a few days ago. Yaxinling. 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 Every time during the interval between songs, cheers resounded through the sky. The atmosphere here is so lively that more and more people are attracted. "What are you doing here?" asked an idle tourist who didn't know the truth. The audience off the stage replied, "Yaxinling is competing in the ring. She has won 10 consecutive victories. We all want to see if she can create a miracle and complete 19 consecutive victories in one stop." "That's right," another audience member came up excitedly, "Handsome, you've just come here, come and see the ring. It's guaranteed to be worth the price of admission." Every song Yaxinling sings live is the same as the official recorded version. "It's different, it sounds so good, she can sing like this. She is a genius." Attracted by these remarks, tourists stopped one after another. Xiaoling really lived up to the expectations. She sang one wonderful song after another. When she got excited, she would also randomly arrange a few cadenzas to intersperse them, making the scene extremely popular. Countless people switched sides, turning from other people's fans into yes home fans. "What should I do? I'm obviously here to see my brother Fang, but now I really like Yaxinling. I followed Vivian here from Singapore, and I lost my life when I saw Xiaoling. I'm sorry, Vivian, I have to change my idol. Shall we go find her and ask for her autograph after the show ends in the evening?" "Yeah." The crowd went crazy for her. For Xiaoling, such scenes have been commonplace in her previous life. She has godlike stage control and knows how to make everyone deeply attracted to her. Standing in this world, she is the master of all things, giving life and death. Arrogant. "It seems that another diva is about to appear in the music world," a music critic in the crowd murmured. 11 consecutive victories, 12 consecutive victories. Facing a being like Xiaoling makes all singers feel despair. Later, the singer became discouraged before even taking the stage. What he was thinking about was not how to win, but how to lose in a not ugly way. Even the kings and superstars such as Bai Murong were attracted by the excitement here. "Hey," a very popular male singer touched Bai Murong's shoulder, "is this the little girl who recently returned to your Tianyi? Can't you tell, a young lady from a wealthy family who has been a rich man for a year can actually sing so well? It's better than anyone who has practiced hard for several years or more." "Of course, our Xiaoling is the most talented." Bai Murong smiled and defended his junior sister. Another popular celebrity also came over to join in the fun. "During the preliminaries that day, I had a vague feeling that Murong, you kid, was being overpowered by others. When you sang 'Meet Your Opponent' in chess, there were some verses that sounded like her. I'm chasing you away." Bai Murong burst into tears. "Brother, can you not be so sharp? On the surface, He coughed solemnly. It's okay, how can a little girl dominate my stage? She obviously found the feeling after sharing the stage with me, and her ability to control the scene has improved by leaps and bounds. Dash. Several celebrities and superstars are meaningful. At their level, even if a person's singing level is not 100% accurate, it is still 80% accurate. This classmate Baimurong is obviously blown away. Yesingling's Typhoon is completely different from him. Although they are both seductive, Baimurong has a kind of demonic enthusiasm, with a bit of evil seduction, and what about Yesingling? It's out of the realm of seduction a long time ago, okay. If I really have to describe it, it would be. It's a cult, a certain superstar side. That's right, the leader of the cult, another superstar echoed. I'm so scared this was not a pure joke, but Xiaoling's stage dominance had reached the point where they felt threatened. This woman children, not to mention popularity and fame, just in terms of their ability to sing live, they are not inferior to anyone here, or even worse. Which of you can make the audience worship the leader of a cult as enthusiastically as she does? I cannot do it. I can't do it either. Baimurong, the only heavenly king, thought for a moment, shook his head, and said, I'm so scared. They were shocked to find that no one on their side could achieve the level of Xiaoling. When she stood on the stage, she was like a high and arrogant or devil. Think. On the stage, Xiaoling raised her head elegantly and arrogantly, with a clear gaze, as if all the cheers and admiration around her did not exist. She is the master of the universe, creating a gorgeous and vast music world that is arrogant, and directly touches people's hearts, making mountains roar and tsunamis. She reminds me of someone after a while, a superstar said. Oh no, obviously, everyone thought of who he was talking about. It's not easy. Queen Xiaoling has just died a few years ago. After she died, the box office of my concert tour continued to rise. If another diva of Xiaoling's level emerges, I will have to drink the northwest wind again. Another superstar also wailed, it's not a big deal to drink the northwest wind. Have you forgotten the years when Xiaoling was alive? How did the fans comment on the music scene? The yin rises and the yang wanes. They say that none of us so many men can compare with Xiaoling. It was such a shame. I don't want to repeat it. For a moment, everyone wanted to cry. Why don't we strangle her in the cradle? Baimurong touched his chin thoughtfully. The eyes of the superstars were bright. Quick, tell me it. Send a bomb to her house. Quiet into pieces. It's better to have a car accident, it can be easily disguised as an accident. Go, what are you thinking in each of your minds? Baimurong gave them an annoyed look. They are following our big boss now. Don't you know that our big boss has a shady background? Who dares to send this message? Bomb, okay, come on, don't drag me with you if you want to die. That's it for a group of people. Then how do you kill him? They asked Baimurong. Baimurong looked at the stage. Xiaoling had already sang the 15th song. She seemed a little tired, but her voice was so gentle that it seemed to hypnotize everyone. If you still love me, you will not forget me. If you still love me, you will remember the rose in your heart. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of the Entertainment Circle, Return of the Queen. Author, Xia Weining. Chapter 526. Chapter 526 Overtime. A cult, definitely a cult. Baimurong glanced at the mesmerized audience in the audience, and deeply believed that if Xiaoling said at this time, you all obediently hand over all the money you have, the group of idiot fans in the audience would not hesitate. Comply. He made up his mind to punish and eliminate evil and eliminate harm for the people. I have an idea. Bai Murong smiled eerily. The best way to attack her is just like she attacked Xia Yu first. When the final victory is in sight, kill a master, 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 master halfway. Playing against her on the same stage, she fell short and lost in the last game. Wow, so cruel. Hey, is that your junior sister? Brother Murong, do you have a crush on Lilei or Pei Zion? Do you have any grudge against Ye Xingling? Go, go, I'm serious, Bai Murong said angrily. The little girl is too young, and it's easy to be proud when she wins. It's for her own good that I try to suppress her arrogance and let her know that there is a future. Finally, this reason makes sense and no one booed him. But, another superstar said, she has sung until the last performance. If we go out to challenge others, fans will say that we are cunning and wait for work. The key is that if we win without fighting, losing will be even more embarrassing. Everyone was convinced and nodded. These are a group of people who have been famous for a long time and are at the top of their game. They have a stable position in the music world. It would be unkind to challenge Ye Xingling's young girls of various levels. What's even more troublesome is that no one is sure of winning. Look at what you are capable of, Bai Murong said. Don't you all want to experience her stage dominance for yourself? I have an idea. You go tell the host that the rules of the arena competition should be changed. From singing duet to each other to singing on the same stage, this way, the sense of confrontation is not so obvious, and you can also create a good story that can help future generations, and you can also experience her power firsthand. It not only takes everyone's face into consideration, but also achieves the goal. Everyone is really curious about how strong Xiaoling's stage dominance is. To experience this kind of thing, you can't tell it just by looking at it. If you want to know the depth of the other person, you have to experience it yourself. Just like the time when Bai Murong sang Meet the Opponent with her on the same stage. Speaking of which, how did you feel when you sang Meet Your Opponent last time? Someone asked curiously. Bai Murong narrowed his eyes slightly and said, the little girl is quite strong. I was caught off guard and almost defeated by her anyway. Someone had just seen through, so he didn't hide it. Fortunately, young man, I'm very good, but I'm still a bit young, so I'm no match for you. At these words, everyone nodded secretly. Many of them had watched the video of the Meet Your Opponent game, and they could see that although there was a section in the middle where Ye Xingling seemed to be trying to suppress Bai Murong, later on, Bai Murong became more aggressive, and you played freely. Many people were relieved. It seemed that this little girl was slightly inferior to Bai Murong. She was not as scary as they thought before, and she might not be able to defeat them. However, what they didn't know was that when Xiaoling sang on the same stage with Bai Murong, she didn't give her full strength at all. It was just to stimulate Bai Murong's potential, and she naturally gave up when she saw good things. Bai Murong was the only one who felt vaguely suspicious, so he took this opportunity to find someone else to test Xiaoling's skills. He had a good plan and no one saw through it. Everyone was moved by his deception. That's a good idea. We just want to see how powerful this little girl is. Seeing a new star rising, they were excited and curious, like 100 claws scratching their hearts, and couldn't wonder how far she can go. Bai Murong smiled like a fox. Who's going up? Murong has been there, so let's exclude them. For the rest, draw lots. So, 4 or 5 celebrities and superstars gathered together to draw lots with great interest, and one person was quickly selected. It was a very popular male singer who was currently in the spotlight, Qin Zifeng. He had a handsome face and a height of 1.8 meters. He looked good standing next to Xiaoling. He hooked his fingers, called his agent over, and said a few words like this. The manager thought about it and thought it was feasible, so he went to negotiate with the organizer of the arena tournament. Xiaoling sang glass fingertips on the stage and won 19 consecutive victories. 19 consecutive wins. 19 consecutive wins. The cheers at the scene will reach the sky. This is the first time since the birth of Tianlai Music Festival that a winner has emerged from the first to the last stage of the arena competition, fighting to the end to become the ultimate champion. Yasin Ling, Yasin Ling, Yasin Ling, I love you, countless fans cheered. The host walked onto the stage with a smile on his face. Our Xiaoling is really amazing. She actually won so many games in a row without lip-syncing. Xiaoling definitely did not lip-sync in this arena competition. Not to mention that she often improvises the rhythm, which is very different from the recorded version of the singing. Just talk about the venue. The arena competition is divided into two stages, one left and one right. This time, the two stages are taken in turns. In other words, this song sing on this stage, change the stage for the next song, and continue singing on another stage. There is no chance of cheating. Hearing what the host said, the cheers at the scene became even louder. Ultimate victory! Ultimate victory! Champion of the ring! Champion of the ring! A fanatical atmosphere swept the entire venue. But, the host changed the topic. This is not the ultimate victory. In one sentence, everyone was stunned. Xiaoling was also stunned. Isn't this considered the ultimate victory? Hasn't she already finished the entire arena competition? It was 19 games last time, and it's 19 games this time too. Are there any other tricks? She tilted her head slightly, showing a confused look. The host smiled and said, actually, there are many celebrities, superstars, and first-line celebrities who are also paying attention to this arena competition. No, we just received a message from a super popular superstar. He said, I hope I can compete with you on the same stage, Xiaoling, hold an overtime match, sing a song with you, and decide the final winner. Xiaoling was completely confused. Which celebrity and superstar was so boring? Xiaoling, are you willing? The host said. The superstar said that if you win, I can give you a gift. Xiaoling didn't know whether to laugh or cry. She was not interested in gifts or anything like that, but she was a little curious about the superstar. Anyone who has reached the level of a superstar has good eyesight. He should have already noticed that her singing skills are extraordinary. Under such circumstances, she can still step forward to challenge. Is it because she is not afraid of losing and losing her status, or is she hoping to win for sure? Confidence. End of this chapter. Rebirth of the Entertainment Circle, Return of the Queen. Author, Xia Weining. Chapter 527. Chapter 527 Falling into her pace. The audience in the audience became even more excited and started making noises one after another. Yasin Ling, promise him. Yasin Ling, promise him. Xiaoling looked at the enthusiastic fans under the stage, an elegant smile bloomed at the corner of her lips, raised the microphone, and said quietly, okay, just like what she promised, it was not a showdown with a super popular superstar. This kind of big thing is just a trivial matter like eating and drinking. The aura of a celebrity, the style of a queen. Outside the crowd, in the backstage of another inconspicuous stage, Bai Murong and several superstars each held a cup of tea and leisurely watched the development of the situation on the ring. This Yasin Ling really seems to be a great person, said a superstar. Most of the other female celebrities would be timid and would use the rules to refuse. She is good, she accepts the request in a graceful manner, neither humble nor overbearing. Which is impressive. Bai Murong smiled, otherwise my boss wouldn't have taken a fancy to her. Several other people nodded. Think about it, how can a woman who can be favored by Tianyi's big boss be so bad? However, a discordant voice came out, didn't your boss break up with her 2 years ago? Why is it that now that she is divorced, she is getting better again? Bai Murongpi glanced at the man with a smile, and uttered 2 words, true love. Choked the other party so much that he can't speak. On the stage, the host's enthusiastic and provocative voice said, So, let's take a look at who this super popular superstar is, Qin Zifeng. He has won the Most Beautiful Melody Award for 3 consecutive years, and his song The End of the World has captured the hearts of countless girls. What surprises will he and Yasin Ling bring us when they perform on the same stage today? It was already nightfall. Under the starry sky, the blurry and changing stage beams hit Qin Zifeng. He came on stage temporarily, wearing a black shirt with the collar slightly open, simple but full of charm. The screams from under the stage echoed through the sky. This person had just recently filmed a super popular idol drama, the film and television song Sankai. It was at the time when he was extremely popular. As soon as he appeared on the stage, the atmosphere in the entire arena was detonated to a new level, so that Baimurong and others in the distance were I had to cover my ears with my hands to somewhat avoid being bombarded by the deafening sound. In this sea of roaring mountains and tsunami, only Xiaoling stood there with a calm expression, with a faint smile on her fair and delicate face. The cool night breeze blew her long crow-green hair, looking like an independent flower blooms calmly and slowly. Even the air around her was so quiet. This girl really has her own aura. The superstar group over there started to comment again. Baimurong smiled. Her junior sister was so outstanding, at least she was not inferior when standing with someone as red as Qin Zifeng. The first level of this competition was passed. He felt a little proud in his heart. On the stage, Qin Zifeng had already walked to Xiaoling's side. "Nice to meet you, Yasin Ling. You are very courageous and can accept my letter of challenge," Qin Zifeng said. Xiaoling still just smiled, but what she said was earth-shattering. "It doesn't take much courage to accept your challenge." For her, the queen in her previous life was reborn from the ashes in this life, and her understanding of music has long been beyond ordinary people's understanding. If she can, let alone Qin Zifeng who is standing here today, even Baimurong and Zheng Qinhao, she is not afraid of anyone. However, when this sentence is heard in other people's ears, it means arrogant, too arrogant. She is just a female star. Even if she has some popularity, she can still be considered popular, but how can she compare with the super popular superstar Qin Zifeng? She actually said that it didn't take courage to accept Qin Zifeng's letter of challenge. What did she take Qin Zifeng for? Is this slapping Qin Zifeng in the face in Hongguakuadai? Qin Zifeng was also slightly startled, but he smiled again with great self-control. "You little girl, you are quite interesting, you are not afraid of me at all. Then, choose a song, Wings of Stars, Eyes Under the Mask. You can pick one as a chorus, because I can't sing your other songs well." This last sentence caused a burst of good-natured laughter. He is a celebrity and superstar. It is normal for him to be unfamiliar with the songs of an actress who has been retired for a year. It is not easy for him to be able to sing 2 songs. Unexpectedly, Xiaoling said, "Can I choose your song?" "My song?" Qin Zifeng was startled again. "Yes," Xiaoling said matter-of-factly. "Senior Qin Zifeng, I remember your Fireworks, Flower of Dawn and Because I've Always Loved You are all very nice and I like them too, so why not choose your songs?" "Little girl, although I am very happy that you like me so much," Qin Zifeng narrowed his eyes and smiled, "but are you sure? You will suffer even more this way." She has been in the ring for a day, and her physical strength and energy are not as good as he is new to the scene, but he is not as famous as him in terms of popularity and status. Now, if he chooses his song as a chorus track, isn't this asking for death? However, Xiaoling doesn't think so. She said, "I can sing most of the popular songs. Senior, many of your songs are very good and I like them too. It is a joy to have the opportunity to sing with you." Qin Zifeng has been able to make it to this point. It's not just about hype, his songs are really nice, heartfelt, and sincere, and Xiaoling is telling the truth when she says she likes them. Qin Zifeng has been praised by countless people for a long time. Originally, he was numb to praise. But for some reason, When he heard this innocent little girl praising him calmly, it felt like a stream of honey flowed through his heart, making her feel sweet and comfortable. "Little girl, I'm very optimistic about you, you have a good vision," he said with a smile. It's over on Baimurong's side." A member of the superstar troupe asked his assistant for a piece of popcorn and entered the movie watching mode. "I think Xifeng is going to suffer. He fell into the opponent's beauty trap." After just a few words, he being praised to the fullest. "Tisk tisk tisk, that's right, that girl Yexing Ling is amazing." Baimurong smiled, her way of praising others would make anyone else on the stage feel proud. This group of superstars is usually praised by countless fans, but most of them are idiot fans and outsiders. Even if there are praises from insiders, most of them are utilitarian, praising you for singing well, and the subtext is you can make money. But Xiaoling is different. Her crystal clear eyes look at the other person, as if she wants to look into the other person's heart. When she says something nice, it means something nice without any impurities. It comes from the heart, without a trace of copper odor. It is a feeling like meeting a close friend. Ha ha ha, I also think Xifeng is going to lose. A layman can't tell, but from the perspective of these superstars, Qin Xifeng has unknowingly fallen into the web woven by Xiaoling from the beginning, and those who followed her walking in step, you have been brought into the opponent's rhythm. End of this chapter. Rebirth of the Entertainment Circle, Return of the Queen. Author, Xia Weining. Chapter 528. Chapter 528, Terrifying Stage Control. Qin Xifeng on the stage is confused and ignorant of the authorities. When he first came on stage, he was a little worried about what he would do if he lost to a girl whose ranking was much lower than his. However, Xiaoling's few words of praise made him feel happy, and he immediately felt like a close friend of this girl. Feeling grateful, I started to cherish and love talents, and then I started to sincerely think about her. "You really don't need to sing my songs," he said. "My songs are not that easy to sing, especially for girls. I can help you with your songs." After a few words, Xiaoling became somewhat fond of him. She knows that Qin Xifeng's songs, although they are pop songs, add many special elements, such as heavy metal rock and dark style, which are really challenging for ordinary female singers. For her, not so much. Having been a singer for 2 lifetimes, she is familiar with most music styles in the world. She can sing real dark heavy metal rock, not to mention just a few elements interspersed in it. So, she still smiled lightly, "I really don't force it, I like to try new styles. The audience listened to my songs for a day, I even repeated some of the songs twice. I guess they are a little tired, so why not? It's good to change to something fresh." She debuted in a short time, and she didn't have many songs to sing. She didn't have enough songs in 19 consecutive arena games, so she had to sing a few songs repeatedly. In fact, the audience didn't care that she repeated it, because although her songs were repeated, she could perform a different style every time, which is really something that people never tire of listening to. But now that Qin Xifeng has appeared, the audience is even more curious about what kind of style she will have when singing other people's songs. Off the stage, they all support Xiaoling. "That's right, Qin Xifeng. Let her sing your song. We want to hear your song. Qin Shui's songs are the coolest." Qin Xifeng didn't expect that things would turn out like this. If he sang his song, wouldn't it be clear that he, the senior, was bullying the junior? He was still struggling, but Xiaoling had already said, "Besides, Senior Xifeng, aren't you curious about how I will interpret your song?" He felt a slight movement in his heart. It would be a lie to say that I am not curious. From the moment he paid attention to this competition, he discovered that her singing voice was unpredictable, and she could surprise people anytime and anywhere. I wonder, if she uses this method to perform his music, what kind of surprise will she present? Qin Xifeng, Qin Xifeng. We want to listen to Qin Shui's songs. Off the stage, the audience enthusiastically appealed. Qin Zifeng made up his mind, okay, little girl, just choose one of my songs. Xiaoling smiled slightly, just the end of the world. Qin Zifeng raised his eyebrows slightly, are you sure? This little girl not only chose his song, but also chose the most difficult one among all his songs. This song has become very popular recently, Xiaoling said, I am familiar with it. Hearing it, I am familiar with it, everyone is petrified. Sister, how about you use the level of I am familiar with you to sing with the original singer? This Yasinling is really good. Someone in the Uranus superstar group smiled and shook his head, interesting. Arrogant and arrogant, speaking without shame, some people also commented. Bai Murong did not comment and reached out to grab a handful of popcorn. He remembered that when he sang Meet Your Opponent in chess before, this girl only browsed through the music score once and was able to restore it perfectly. He really believed what she said, as long as you are familiar with it, you can sing it well. This talent is simply magical. Qin Zifeng no longer wanted to talk to her. If he continued talking, he was afraid that he would vomit blood. He was thinking about her wholeheartedly, but she refused to give him face time and time again. It hurt his self-esteem. Okay. It seems that although this girl is good, she still needs a little lesson to let her know that there are people outside the world. Qin Zifeng made up his mind and stopped trying to persuade her. He only said, okay, it's the end of the world, he must suppress this little girl's film arrogance. On the stage, music sounded and smoke blurred. Is Qin Zifeng's song, and he opens the song by singing the first line, if the years are endless, if time and space are eternal, if you can look back at me. Xiaoling connected smoothly and naturally, without any trace of stiffness. If there is a red line between you and me. Qin Zifeng glanced sideways at her beside him, with a hint of admiration in his eyes. This girl is really talented. She can cut between rhythms so accurately, without overpowering the guest, and not being ignored, as if her singing voice was born naturally. It should flow calmly and seamlessly in this melody. Just this grasp of the timing and strength of the entry is amazing. Xiaoling's singing continued, but the second sentence was a reverse brilliance, separated from the original melody, but incomparably harmonious with the original melody, giving it a bit of enchantment and richness. If you love me, love is only a little bit illusory, a red thread in the dusk. Qin Zifeng's heart skipped a beat as he came. Long before she came on stage, he knew that this girl's ability to change things on the spot was terrifying, so he was on guard against her, but he didn't expect her to appear so early. He was slightly confused, but after a moment he stabilized, gathering sand into a tower, little by little. Xiaoling continued to play, like a witch releasing magic. How far can it be piled up, right? Even until the end of the world, I can't touch your fingertips. Qin Zifeng went crazy. It was only when she was on the scene that she realized how terrifying her stage control was. The tone of the second paragraph was completely different from the first paragraph. There was no pattern to follow, but it was amazing. Not to mention the audience off the stage, even he online was trapped in the psychedelic world she weaved, led by her, and unknowingly followed her rhythm. The red thread in the dusk. He repeated the second paragraph, and suddenly realized that his tune was actually following her melody. He was a little annoyed and couldn't help but break away, I can't see your fingertips. Here, it is slightly stiff, making people feel a little bit uncoordinated. The superstars off the stage also looked surprised. No way, Qin Zifeng was defeated in just 2 sentences, what kind of terrifying lethality does this girl possess? Don't worry, maybe I was caught off guard. Zifeng is so strong that he won't give in easily, someone else said, look at Murong before. There was also some embarrassment in the middle of Meet the Opponent. In the end, he was not able to overcome it with ease. Already. Bai Murong burst into tears again, Brother, please don't always use me as an example, okay? Can you forget that I was overshadowed by this little girl's movie? Ah. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Rebirth of the Entertainment Circle, Return of the Queen. Author, Sci-fi. Chapter 529. Chapter 529, Retract and Release Freely. On the stage, Qin Zifeng also felt that his position was in disarray. He calmed down and quickly stabilized himself by relying on the profound experience and skills of a super-popular superstar. His singing restored his composure, the red thread in the gravel, the entanglement of flesh and blood. At the end of the world, you are high above, I am humble and crawling like the most devout believer, the feast of crows reveling. Xiaoling also admired his calmness. Anyone who could stabilize his position so quickly must have a strong psychological quality. She had no ill feelings towards Qin Zifeng, and didn't want him to be too embarrassed in front of the audience, so she gave up when she was ready, and her singing became softer, just like a phoenix folding its wings, still gorgeous, but no longer aggressive, the last thing devout believers, a feast for crows. Although Qin Zifeng had stabilized his position just now, he was still a little uneasy, fearing that Xiaoling would use some tricks to catch him off guard. Just when he was on full alert, he didn't expect that she just sang this line along with his rhythm, which made him feel relieved at once. Qin Zifeng sang a few more lines, and Xiaoling cooperated well. Although there were some occasional changes in tone and brilliance, overall it did not cause him any more problems. Gradually, Qin Zifeng felt that the rhythm was back under his control. This is right, he thought to himself, probably the girl in front of him knew that she couldn't compete with him as a super popular superstar, so she used a strategy and planned to catch him off guard at the beginning, but unexpectedly he held his own. As a result, the girl was unable to succeed. The more Qin Zifeng thought about it, the more he felt that he made sense, and his singing voice regained its confidence. He raised his vocal range and used his most brilliant skills to sing, time is annihilated and turned into ashes, every inch of the red thread is sad. He intentionally played a difficult trick at the end of the song to make the next line unsustainable. Once he held his position, he couldn't wait to overwhelm Xiaoling. This was an arena match, and he would give this girl some color to see who would win or lose. Xiaoling just smiled softly. She deliberately didn't want him to lose too ugly, but she didn't expect Qin Zifeng to have such ambitions. Wang wanted to surpass herself on the stage. Her singing voice changed, like an elegant phoenix slowly spreading its wings, casually proud, gorgeous, floating in the air, stunning for a moment. The red thread is lingering, the world is broken, and the vast flying smoke. With her singing, it seems that everyone has really seen the boundless sunset, the desolate apocalypse, the red line breaking inch by inch, and the desperate face of an infatuated person in the gorgeous and grand flying smoke. For a time, everyone held their breath. Qin Zifeng was caught off guard again. The oppressive feeling at the beginning came back. He couldn't resist it and sang reluctantly, ashes are gone, and memories are left. The magnificent and poignant scene at the end of the world seems to have disappeared. His lyrics brought many audiences off the stage back to reality from fantasy. They realized that they were not immersed in the scene, but just enjoying a performance. Suddenly, I felt a lot of regret. It's incredible, someone in the superstars group muttered to themselves, Qin Zifeng is really going to lose this time. Sure enough, in the next section of the song, Qin Zifeng was suppressed by Xiaoling and had to follow her rhythm. She was like a queen who commanded the whole audience, soaring like a phoenix. Occasionally stopping to wait and matching the pace of her followers was just a sign of mercy and accommodation from above. Qin Zifeng on the stage felt it. The superstars off the stage also felt it. The audience is not that professional, but they also have a feeling that although Qin Zifeng is good looking, he is not as able to tug at their heartstrings as Xiaoling. What is really mesmerizing about this song is the girl's singing voice. It's really amazing that a female singer who has been retired for a year and has just come back can be even more powerful than a super popular superstar. The song is over. The audience burst into applause. Xiaoling's curtain call was still elegant. This time, the audience actually shouted for an encore. You know, this is just an arena competition, not a concert, so why would there be an encore? However, the audience was so intoxicated that they didn't care. They even shouted excitedly at Xiaoling, regardless of Qin Zifeng still on the stage. Yes, Ling, we want to listen to your solo version. Solo the end of the world. Solo the end of the world. This is obviously Qin Zifeng's song, but the audience forgot about him and worshipped the girls around him. Qin Zifeng's face turned blue and white, and he was grinding his teeth. He suddenly regretted going on stage. The development of the situation was so unexpected that he felt like crying. Bai Murong looked at the scene on the stage, a flash of deep thought flashed in his eyes. He deliberately encouraged people to test Xiaoling. Now that the results of the test have come out, I'm afraid that Xiaona's level is far more than what she showed. There was something about them that overpowered her. It was clearly when she wanted to give in. Just give in to each other, and when you want to compete for dominance, and move freely, as if you are in a no man's land. This is more terrifying than mere suppression. Even such a powerful king as Bai Murong feels a little timid in his heart. None of the others felt as deeply as Bai Murong. They just felt that Xiaoling was lucky. Zifeng is not in good condition today. He obviously suppressed Ye Xingling in the midfield. Why did he let this little girl take the lead near the end, passed by? This little girl's condition is also unstable. She probably doesn't have the strength to maintain the whole process. She is still a little young and has room for improvement in her field control ability. Bai Murong just laughed while listening to their discussion, and suddenly felt a sense of intellectual superiority. Humph, you were all deceived by that little girl's movie. That little girl is just a vixen. She has long been in a situation where she has no tricks to win. If you don't compete with her on the same stage, you will never feel the desperate pressure. He glanced at Qin Zifeng on the stage with some sympathy. Qin Zifeng was thoughtful at this time. This little girl is so weird. He is not sure whether she won by luck or if she really took it easy. He had some doubts that she was letting off steam in the middle part, because judging from her ability to control the scene at the beginning and the end, there was no reason why she couldn't control the rhythm in the middle. However, maybe the little girl really lacks energy. He narrowed his eyes slightly and fell into deep thought. Off the stage, the audience's voices continued. Xiaoling smiled bitterly in her heart. She just wanted to defeat Qin Zifeng and win the final victory in the group competition. She never wanted to embarrass Qin Zifeng. After all, she still had a good impression of the senior. However, the development of the situation was somewhat unexpected, and she was still too sharp. For a moment, she didn't know what to say. End of this chapter. Rebirth of the Entertainment Circle, Return of the Queen. Author, Xia Weining. Chapter 530. Chapter 530 Lotus Petal Orchid. The host came on stage quickly and said with a smile, "What a wonderful performance." Xiaoling is still a little at a loss. This is unprecedented in her singing career and her 2 lifetimes combined. In her previous life, she had long been accustomed to extremely arrogant personal performances. She never shared the stage with anyone, let alone restrained herself from praising anyone. And this is just the second time in this life that I have been on the same stage with others. The last time she and Bai Murong were on the same stage, it was not a competition. Her final concession made Bai Murong shine brightly, and he was not inferior to her. But this time it was different. In order to win, she overpowered Qin Zifeng. She didn't know how to give a speech in this situation. Say you were just lucky? She didn't want to let down her efforts like this. Praise Qin Zifeng for singing well? Will it be taken as sarcasm? She looked confused, and her whole body was in a state of confusion. Only then did she reveal a bit of the innocence that a 20-year-old girl should have, as if the stunningly talented phoenix on the stage just now was just everyone's illusion. Qin Zifeng was a little unhappy because he lost, but seeing her so uneasy, all his unhappiness finally turned into a sigh. He felt that he was not tricked by Xiaoling, but probably by Bai Murong. As smart as he was, he might have had the same doubts as him after sharing the stage with her. It was her amazing ability to advance and retreat freely. Or do you lack skills to suppress it across the board? That cheater Bai Murong actually found someone to test the second game. Qin Zifeng silently gritted his teeth and cursed Bai Murong in his heart for eating instant noodles without a seasoning packet. On the surface, he had to act like everyone and calmly came to the rescue. I lost. Yaxingling is very powerful. It is true that the waves behind the Yangtze River push the waves ahead. He lost openly, worthy of his nickname Qin Shui, and he really had some general character and masculinity. Qin Shui is so domineering even when he loses. He is still very handsome, some audience members said in the audience. Yes, yes, even if Qin Shui loses, I will still be his big fan. Qin Shui, I'm going to give you a monkey, a crazy female fan screamed. Qin Shui is the most powerful, more crazy female fans. Xiaoling felt relieved after hearing these cries. It seemed that she would not do much harm to Qin Zifeng's image. Only then did a relaxed smile bloom on her face. Qin Zifeng has been in the music scene for many years and has a good ability to observe people's emotions. Seeing her like this, De Ji also guessed what she was thinking, and the last trace of resentment towards this girl disappeared. It was not her fault that she sang better than him, but it was her. He has a good character, and even if he wins, he still worries about his opponent. A hint of warmth arose in Qin Zifeng's heart. These days, many people want to surpass others, but few can sincerely worry about others instead of putting on a show. This little girl is really a crystal clear and pure person. But he didn't know, if it were Xiaoling in her previous life, where could such crystal clear beauty come from? In her previous life, Xiaoling was domineering and wanted to offend everyone. She never knew how to hold back when winning, and it was good not to add insult to injury. Even in this life, when she competes with people she hates, she always puts him in the mud again and again. There are only a handful of people who can get her to give in. He should really burn incense. The host heard Qin Zifeng admit defeat and praised him for his magnanimity and manliness. Then asked Xiaoling, I believe many of us here did not expect that you would win. I wonder how you feel now. Xiaoling still had to speak. She thought carefully about each word. Well, I really like Qin Shui's singing. Very few people combine heavy metal elements in this way. It's very special. If there is a chance, I hope to be able to do this. Let's discuss the direction with him. These words touched Qin Zifeng's heart. This girl in front of me really understands music, and she can't fake even a little bit of her real talent. Because of this, he knew that she really appreciated his resonance with music that came from the soul and had nothing to do with status. Okay, it's settled in one word, Qin Zifeng said. He couldn't wait to discuss it with her. A thrilling competition ended harmoniously. Everyone is happy. The audience under the stage cheered again, congratulating Xiaoling on her final victory. The host joked, by the way, Qin Shui, you said before that if Xiaoling wins, you have a gift to give her. I wonder what gift it is. Qin Zifeng was dumbfounded. He had long forgotten that he had said these words. When he signed the challenge, he never considered that he would lose. The gifts and other things were just casual remarks. How could he be really prepared? He looked embarrassed. After much thought, he finally came up with something. I recently got a nice pot of lotus petal orchid. I just happened to give it to Xiaoling. Youth is a gift to beauty. His hobby in the spare time is to collect precious orchids. There are many fans all know that the lotus petal orchid served from him must be a treasure. Yes, Yingling has really made a profit, someone in the superstar group said. Zifeng is very stingy. When I went to his house last time, he didn't agree to touch his precious orchids. Now he's so generous, I gave him a lotus petal orchid as a gift. Bai Murong has also roughly heard about Qin Zifeng's cultivation of flowers. It is said that all the money he earned from his concerts was spent on orchids, so that he has not yet found a wife. I also heard that the lotus petal orchid he recently collected is in good condition and has been popular among friends for a long time. The host also said with envy, Xiaoling is really lucky. Xiaoling smiled slightly and said thank you to him. The arena competition ended successfully, and another news broke on the scene: the first contestant in history to stand from the beginning to the end, setting a record at the music festival. Including her last duet with Qin Zifeng and the gift of orchids, it became a beautiful story. Xiaoling's popularity has soared, and she got her wish, standing on the glorious stage at the closing ceremony of the music festival. Among all the singers who stood on the closing ceremony stage, she was the most eye-catching, because the one-stop arena competition was so legendary, and she was a figure on the cusp of the limelight. Her many mysterious auras were intertwined, making many reporters wonder. Involuntarily, he gave the camera to her. The music festival is over. Sister Maina took stock of the gains this time. Yes, the market response is very good, and your reputation has always been negative. Before participating in the music festival, most of the negative news has turned into praise from many fans today. Even the marriage change between you and Pei Ziyan has also many people sympathize, and many others wish you and our boss a long life. Xiaoling's expression was calm. These were all false. For her, the biggest gain was to trample Xiaoyu. Today, Xiaoyu is ridiculed every day, so much so that she dares not show her face. Even advertising endorsements and official Weibo have stopped. I am afraid she will have to be treated coldly for a long time, and she doesn't know if she can recover. Another harvest is the lotus petal orchid. End of this chapter.